All right, so on number 9, you got to select all that apply. So if it's true, you circle it. If it's false, mark it out, okay? Now, the best thing for you to do here is to go ahead and label your asymptotes. So y'all see this asymptote right here? Okay, so before I do that, a good thing to do is label the 0 and label the -2 bigger so you can actually see. So what do y'all think this -2, this asymptote is right here? What number? -1 and +1. It's very good. So for this question specifically, please label the asymptotes. I'm also going to put the actual number there, 1, -1, and +1. And I'm even going to go as far as to go write x equals -1, x equals +1. And I'll show you why later. It's just going to help me not forget stuff, okay? Now I'm going to also label the horizontal asymptote. So where's the horizontal asymptote looking like? Does it cross up here at +1? No, that would be bad, right? Does it cross down here at -1? No. What number does it cross? 0. +1's up here. -1's down here. It crosses at 0. That's the horizontal asymptote. All right, so let's label that. And I'm going to label that y equals 0. Okay? If you do that, you're giving yourself a 90% better chance. Now that we've done this, now let's focus on their questions, okay? Somehow it just blanked out. All right, so we labeled the vertical asymptotes and the horizontal asymptotes. Let's go ahead and answer the question. So A, f of x has vertical asymptotes at x equals -1 and x equals 1. Is that true? Yes, it is true. We've already labeled it, so we don't have to worry about second guessing. Let's just circle it. And that's what we would select on the test. Okay, next. F of x is greater than 0. I want you to write above the x-axis. Above x-axis. Because that's what greater than 0 means. It means positive, which is above the x-axis. That's the positive area. Now, let's look right here. It says -∞ to -1. So I'm actually going to label that. I may need to erase this y equals 0 real quick. And I'm going to label that. I'm going to label it -∞. Just box it up. I'm going to box up this -1. Let me change colors too. -∞ to -1. So y'all tell me, and I'll draw the graph in some more because it's not all the way drawn in. Is that black graph I just traced, is that above the x-axis? Yes or no? Yes. So I'll put a little check on that one. Okay? That black graph from -∞, to -1, it's above the x-axis. So we're good. Okay? Now the next one's from 1 to infinity. That's over here. Let me move this. That's from 1 right here to infinity right here. So from 1 to infinity. That's this shaded area right here. Y'all see that? Okay. Is this graph, I'm going to go ahead and trace it again. Is that above the x-axis? Yes. So this one's also true. So both of these are true, right? So it is completely true then. Let's circle it as our answer. Okay. Now, if greater than 0 right here meant above the x-axis, what do you think this means? Below the x-axis. So we can write that down. Y'all might want to stay on that page because I'll have this up here for you to look at. You can go back and mark it right or wrong. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you a trick though. And look, from -1 to 1, if y'all look on the graph right here, -1 to 1, does it look like it's below the x-axis? Yes, it does, so it looks true. But this bracket means included. This bracket means included. That means I can touch it, I can grab it, I can cross it, the graph can intersect it. Can I intersect -1 and 1? Why not? What's right here in -1 and 1? Asymptote. What did why that was analogous to an electric fence, right? Do I want to grab an electric fence? No, I do not. So this was almost true, but no, it's not true. False. It is because of these brackets. These brackets mean included. It means you can touch it, and raise your hand if you want to touch an electric fence. Nobody. Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. Make me worry about you. Come on, don't do that. All right, we'll pick up on this in 6th period. So let's start working on answer D. So f of x has a horizontal asymptote at y equals -1. Guys, that should be pretty apparent. Is this horizontal asymptote right here -1? No, it's not. So that is definitely false. We're going to mark that out. Now, E, f of x has an end behavior as x approaches infinity, y equals 0. So let's approach infinity on this. Let's look. So we're going to infinity on the x, which is over here, and we're going to 0 on the y, which is flat. Okay, let's see if that works. Am I getting closer and closer to 0 as I go this way? What do y'all think? As in the y value, like 0 is this. It's flat, okay, for the y. Is my graph getting closer and closer to 0 as I go this way?
Yeah, but it doesn't touch.
It doesn't touch, but that's why end behavior is approaches. I don't care about whether or not it touches. Is it getting closer? That's what end behavior is about. Because we don't ever touch infinity either, right? But we can approach infinity. So this is true. E is true. Okay, we're going to circle it. It's true. F of x has a domain of all real numbers. Okay, now this is somewhat correct. But let's remember what we talked about our domain restrictions were. So, domain is always all real numbers except x is not equal to vertical asymptotes and the x value of the whole. So, it is equal to all real numbers, but it's not equal to vertical asymptotes and x value of the whole. Do I have vertical asymptotes on this problem? Do I have them? I do. So is it really a domain of all real numbers, or am I missing a few? I'm missing, what numbers am I missing on my x? What numbers can I not touch? -1 and 1, right? So, yep, that's close, but it's not quite all real numbers. We're missing a couple. And that says all numbers, so this is false. It needed to say all real numbers except for -1 and 1. That would have been right. All right, last one. F of x has an end behavior as x approaches -infinity, y approaches infinity. Okay, so this means as x goes to -infinity, which is left, y goes to infinity, which is up really high. Okay? As the graph goes left, y goes up. So let's see how that looks on the graph. Y'all see, as I go to -infinity, is my graph going up to +infinity? I don't think that's up. Is that up, y'all? That's pretty flat. In fact, what y value am I really at when I'm flat like this? What y value is this? 0. I'm really approaching 0. I'm not, look at this. This would be infinity. Whee! Woohoo! That would be infinity. No, we're flat. We're at 0. So that's false. Okay. Mark that up. You see how, guys, you see how this one was true? We were approaching 0 because we were flattening out. That's what the other one should have said. It should have said approaching 0, but it was false. Okay? Somebody asked me, all right, I'm going to